Salut à tous les popis, c'est Popitox et j'espère que vous avez tous la forme aujourd'hui. On se retrouve pour l'épisode 8 de The Outer World et du coup, on va un peu visiter.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses. He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get you with me again, you little backbitty brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. I need a drink.
Just arrived? Head over to customs. Wheeler needs to process you.
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
J'ai cru voir vous voir au beau milieu d'une dispute un peu plus tôt.
Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs.
J'aimerais connaître votre version, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé?
I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
Et c'est là que vous avez réglé vos différends comme un adulte, je me trompe?
That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
Vous avez des projets?
Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
En théorie, le président capitaine est mort d'un terrible accident. Mais si, je suis le capitaine de l'imposteur.
Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time.
Comment vous appelez au fait? Moi c'est Popitox.
Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
À la prochaine.
See you around. Going for a stroll around the docking base?
Bon.
Yeah, I've done work for Sublight. Need to pay the bills.
Ok. Oh.
Quietly now.
Il y a personne qui me voit donc ça va. Ok. Soldat des corporations.
Do you mind? I'm trying to file a report.
Docker. Docker. Batterie. Ok, il faut que j'aille par là après. Le Docker. Ok. C'est quoi? Clé de contournement.
It's always fucking freezing in the base.
Ah.
Hold it right there.
Ah.
What do you think you're doing?
Rien du tout.
Keep your hands to yourself.
What do you think you're doing?
Rien du tout.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Alors.
Just arrived? Head over to customs. Wheeler needs to process you.
Rédiger. Ah ouais, rédige.
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Marchand. Acheter. Ouais, je peux acheter des clés de contournement, je pense, non? Non, je peux pas les acheter. Mais je peux vendre. Alors qu'est-ce que je peux vendre? Ok. Tout me sert en fait pour l'instant.
Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Aïe.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
Et comment je peux remédier à ça?
You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it.
Vous savez pourquoi mon vaisseau a été saisi?
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
Ah. Parfait, j'allais lui toucher 2 mots.
You take the starch out of them, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
Bien sûr.
Wanda Dorset over in sick bay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
Sa livraison.
A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling.
Compris.
Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Je cherche une certaine Gladys.
The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly.
Elle aimerait bien boire un verre d'augmentation.
Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right.
Compris.
You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony.
Est-ce que je pourrais trouver du travail dans le coin?
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
D'accord. Je cherche quelque chose un peu plus local.
Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
Et du travail à long terme?
If you're thinking to make a career here, don't waste your time. Full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's kid. Keep it in the family, you know.
Comment fonctionne Icon Ending exactement?
Are you pulling my leg?
Et je viens d'arriver dans le secteur.
You must be one of them long-haul freighters from outside the colony. Well, I won't hold it against you. Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board.
Le conseil contrôle la majeure partie du système?
Yep. Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year.
Où se situe le précurseur dans tout ça?
Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are.
Donc quelque part, il y a un conseil d'administration où se trouvent toutes les directions généraux de la corporation.
Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself.
Compris.
Glad to help.
Je ne savais pas qu'il n'y avait pas beaucoup d'opérateurs indépendants dans le système.
Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either.
Qu'est-ce que vous savez au sujet de ce blight démantèlement?
They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them.
C'est tout ce que je voulais savoir sur ce sujet. Et qu'est-ce que vous pouvez me dire au sujet de une Dom Bedford?
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison.
Il a l'air marrant, votre type.
Really likes his cereals, too. Maybe a little too much. Bit of a weird bird, all told.
Don't see what's so wrong about liking cereals. They're fun.
Udon takes it to an unhealthy level.
J'ai l'impression que le conseil et le précurseur ne sont pas en bons termes.
You noticed, huh?
C'est du genre perspicace, en effet.
What can I say? We're passionate folks, and the board can't abide that independent spirit, especially not when it might impact their bottom line. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them.
Pourtant, votre station est dans un état de délabrement avancé. Vous pourriez contraindre le conseil à faire des réparations.
You mean the heat? Sure, we could make them fix it, but what would they do in retaliation? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we make do all right. So far, anyway.
Ok. Merci pour l'info.
Sure thing.
À la prochaine.
Be seeing you.
Bon. Journal. Quête secondaire. Message. Je vous laisse lire. Arrivée. Départ. Le commandant sanitaire. C'est quoi ça? Trouver le terminal de sécurité sur le précurseur.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering.
Quelles sont les preuves disponibles en ce moment?
Got a hot one for you. Captain Gunnar McRed. Just 26 hours old. The posting, that is. Not the criminal. Allegations include several counts of flying under the influence, carrying open alcoholic containers, failure to pay docking fees, resisting arrest, and assaulting not one but 2 officers.
Pilotage sous l'emprise de substances illégales.
Swerving in the air was more like it. Then he crashed hard into the dock and tumbled out of his ship and fled on foot.
Ok.
Spilled Rizzo's Violet Spectrum vodka all over Officer Hartley. An affront of its own, considering none of us are approved for anything higher than green spectrum.
Une idée où je pourrais trouver Macreed?
Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork.
Pourquoi vous n'envoyez pas un Madette à cette trousse? Un Mardette.
Oh, I will. Soon as the chief approves the personnel reorg required for a bounty dispatch. So, in about 3 to 7 weeks.
Je me mets sur le coup.
You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head, or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you.
Alors, qu'est-ce que ça fait d'assurer la sécurité d'une station spatiale?
Do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm on post, I take my duties real serious. I would have no qualms whatsoever escorting you to a cell. Understand?
Non, non. Oula, d'accord, d'accord, je veux juste discuter un peu.
I'm not here for a chat. Now get moving before I see you moved.
Tiens, c'est quoi les Mardettes?
We're the security force here on Groundbreaker. Started back before the crossing, you know.
Pourquoi Mardette et pas garde-policier?
The original force was made up of a Marine detachment from the 77th Marine Expeditionary Unit, Trailward Fleet. Folks started calling us Mardettes because it was easier to say. Guess it stuck.
Je m'en vais.
Hi there. Haven't seen you around before. What can Groundbreaker Security do for you today?
J'essaie juste de me repérer un peu. Qu'est-ce que vous faites ici?
This is the security desk, sir. If you're here to report a crime, you'll want to talk to Commandant Sanita. I'm not authorized to take incident reports anymore.
Pourquoi vous pouvez plus prendre de déposition?
I'm not so good at filing. Mix up first name and surname 1, 2, 7 times. Well, folks are liable to start taking your filing privileges away.
Est-ce que vous faites des visites guidées ou je ne sais quoi?
We can't just let anyone walk in here. I wouldn't be, well, it's not... we just don't. Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sanita, or help Chief Tennyson fix this heat, that might warrant a thank you tour or something.
Nous sommes amis, vous et moi. Soudoyer. Ok. Aucune chance que vous changez d'avis.
Well, let me think about it for a minute. No?
You don't sound awfully sure of that.
We got a lot of rules to follow. Hard to remember them all sometimes.
J'aimerais vraiment aller derrière.
Yeah, I'm getting that, but this area's off limits. I told you. Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sanita, or help Chief Tennyson fix this heat, that might warrant a thank you tour or something.
Ok.
All right.
Je parie que vous avez plein de marchandises qu'on doit saisir là derrière. Ah ouais, c'est vrai.
Sure, and stuff from outside the system too, off the interstellar freighters. That's why we also have so many armed Mardettes on duty here.
Et si une partie submergée m'appartenait et que je voulais les récupérer?
That'd be awful weird. On account of you should be locked up back here too then.
Revenir aux autres questions. Il y a beaucoup de transporteurs qui transitent par cette station, vous devez être bien occupé.
Less than there used to be. Fewer freighters passing through these days. I spend some shifts just listening to the wireless.
Pourquoi est-ce que les transporteurs sont moins nombreux?
Search me. I mean, don't search me, because that's my job. Get it? I reckon you'd have to ask the folks in Byzantium.
Bon bah la prochaine hein. Un objectif de quête nécessaire d'entrer dans les zones interdites au tirera à vue sur vous. Utilisez un déguisement pour éviter d'avancer directement les hostilités.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew chain, the scholar, shipped in and out with. Yes, you caught me ruminating again. What's up?
Ok.
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Greg.
Vous avez trouvé un badge à utiliser avec le voile holographique. Vous bénéficiez désormais automatiquement d'un déguisement lorsque vous pénétrez dans une zone interdite correspondante.
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a dead world full of monsters. Now I've heard everything.
You know, it takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Who told you that? Graham?
Asshole.
Établi. Mardette. Ok. Alors, les intrus sont abattus et sommation reçoit une amende. Déguisement holographique activé. Votre voile holographique s'est activé, ce qui vous donne temporairement accès à la zone interdite. Vos déplacements suivant votre voile. Si la jauge de voile se vide, le personnage s'approchera et vous interrogera. Si vous pouvez sortir d'interrogateur par une intention habile et réinitialiser votre voile, enchaîner les interrogateurs augmentant la difficulté. Allez.
Inside voices.
Great work. There it is. Just yet.
Terminal. Éjecter la cartouche. Bien confisqué. Rapport de sécurité. Ok.
Now that we have the data cartridge, I can finally find out where that scholar I'm looking for ended up.
C'est bon.
Got it. His name is Reginald Cheney, and he joined a sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Must have made landfall somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Ah, yes. Here. There's a domicile on Monarch in Fallbrook, rented to the same bit card he used to buy his seat on the salvage ship. I should have guessed. What better place to lay low if you wish to avoid the authorities?
Vous avez hésité, Vicaire. Qu'est-ce que vous me cachez?
Oh, it's nothing. I suppose I really didn't have much faith in actually finding him. Was a bit of a long shot, wasn't it?
C'est presque trop simple.
I admit it was a bit of a long shot, but when you've spent as many hours as I have in contemplation of the universe's secrets, you sometimes get a sense for these things.
Ça me va, allons-y. Alors. Carte. Ouais, ok. Présenter du perverti, machin, à une telle personne. 156. Suivi médical. 80. Ok. Qui va là? 113. On va faire suivi médical. Barre d'être. Barricadé. Souci à plasma. Ok.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch. Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless, savage, and unemployed. The board's embargo ensures that nothing can leave the planet and threaten our hard-working citizens. You've been listening to Halcyon News, your mandated duty as a good citizen of Halcyon.
Ok.
You learn to keep your eyes to yourself in my job. Nobody
Le sien.
wants you looking close at their cargo.
Ils dorment. Bon.
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Sweet purple-berry flavored center. Suck it, chew it, you can do it. Rizzo's purple-berry punch. You want a punch?
Des marques d'être.
Punch right here.
C'est grand. C'est très 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 grand. C'est immense.
Ooh, can we rent an upstairs room?
Un distributeur. Bonjour.
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew when to leave. Sorry. Business has been slow. Anything to occupy the time.
Je cherche Gladys.
Oh, you can't miss her. Right behind you, number 2. First unit on the left, or second unit from the right, depending on which direction you count from.
Comment vont les choses sur le précurseur?
Fine, as long as the board keeps its grubby mitts to itself. Chief Tennyson holds the ship together, the Promenade holds our economy together, and Sublight is the shoddy jewel in our rusty old crown.
Comment le précurseur parvient-il à s'affranchir du conseil?
Our Chief Tennyson has an independent streak, same as her mother and grandmother who rode this ship on the crossing. There's a reason the board's embassy is a glorified shoebox. While Junlei Tennyson lives and breathes, Groundbreaker remains free.
Vous avez parlé de Sublight.
Our local garbage collectors. That Lilia Hagen never met a debris field she didn't like. She freely admits she planted her roots in Groundbreaker to escape board oversight. But I think there's more to it. She's unusual in the head, that one.
Vous faites des affaires avec commerçants de pont promenade?
Of course. Most of our supplies come and go through merchants. Company ships and salvage runs are the only traffic we tend to get. I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon mask. If there's a cost to being a company man, he paid it in spades.
Ok, je m'en vais. Ok, je vole. Ok. Quatre. Ok.
Regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was this your room? I'll just move along. Wait, this is almost certainly my room. That's my underwear on the floor.
Ok. Marchand, marchand. C'est pas une note, hein?
Huh?
Gladys.
Hands off the lady, all right?
Alors je devais aller voir Gladys. Sur le précurseur.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought.
C'est Phineas qui m'envoie. Il m'a dit que vous pouvez me vendre une clé de navigation pour Stellar Bay.
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
Ok. Parlez-moi de cette opportunité, puisque c'est Phineas qui m'envoie. Vous pouvez me faire une petite ristourne. Vous en tournez, vous avez un problème avec ma tenue. Parlez-moi de cette opportunité.
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms...
Aucun scrupule. Donnez-moi les détails.
Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago.
N'en dites pas plus, je signe. Pourquoi ont-ils abandonné Roseway?
Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Sounds like someone poking into somewhere they shouldn't be got into a spot of trouble.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around.
N'en dites pas plus, je signe.
You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs.
Avant-poste abandonné, secret industriel compris.
Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done.
Vous avez du vent sur notre boulot potentiel?
Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar.
J'aimerais vous parler de cette opportunité que vous m'avez mentionnée. Ok.
Take that darling ship of yours down to Roseway, where that distress signal I told you about came from. Shouldn't be too tough for a...
Voyez un peu ce qu'il y a à vendre.
I've got a lovely little throw pillow. Just...
Qu'est-ce que tu as à vendre du coup? Clé de contournement. Ok. C'est tout, hein. Ok. 5000. C'est bon, hein. Ça. Ok. Réparer tout.
Gracious.
Vous voulez demander autre chose.
What do you want then?
Vous avez dit que le précurseur échappe au contrôle du conseil.
That's right, dear. The only independent station in the colony. That's us. Though for how long, I can't say. That all depends on Miss Junlei.
Comment ça?
The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing.
Revenons aux autres questions.
Go right ahead, sweetheart.
C'est quoi ce problème avec de chaleur?
Groundbreaker's radiators. Been neither fine nor dandy for weeks now. Miss Junlei's supposed to be getting them fixed, but the board's determined to get in her way.
C'est les enfoirés le conseil, hein?
The board can't abide a community that won't bend. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the...
Qu'est-ce que vous faites ici?
Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I buy and sell items that require discretion to dispose of. Knickknacks. Curios. I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair of famous tossball players. But that's more of a passion project.
I'm not sure that's entirely legal.
That's half the reason I make them, my dear. But that's not what you wanted to talk about, is it, dear?
Pourquoi le conseil a-t-il rappelé toutes les clés de navigation stellaire B?
Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to gobble you up. Because that's what the board tells them, you see. I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence.
Qu'est-ce que vous fait dire ça?
Those board folk are real prideful-like. Never want you looking behind the curtain, lest you see their derrieres. But old Gladys knows the score. The whole colony's not much more than a diorama, showcasing one board screw-up after another. That's why we gotta keep them from getting their grubby mitts on Groundbreaker. She's our mess.
Il y a encore des gens qui vivent là-bas?
Probably. Every once in a while, we get these snippets of radio chatter. Edna shows them to me. Some man hooting and hollering about the light in us all. Claims he's transmitting from Monarch, but who knows if that's true. Might be true. Might be some new trick from the board.
Merci de m'avoir conseillé.
Any great law, is it? Want a charming? It's all.
Ok.
Any.
Bon. Ok. Signal de détresse.
No one saw me trip over that bridge.
Examiner. On laisse lire, comme d'habitude. Ok.
Easy does it.
Je suis où là? Ok. Je suis juste ici.
You ever wonder if maybe folks keep doors closed for a reason?
Ok. Badge de martel. Là, je suis où? À l'infirmerie? D'accord.
I can't hardly think with Dr. Fenhill yelling.
Can't say I've seen you before. I take it you're a freighter captain? If you're here to better yourself, you'll have to wait. We're having a spot of trouble with our delivery service.
Un message de la part de Wheeler. Il veut que vous lâchiez la grappe avec votre livraison.
Did he now? The mouth on that man. I swear his late mother'd be ashamed. He must be referring to Irion. I'm sure the fool's gotten himself into another scrape. I'm beginning to wonder if I'm ever gonna get my service mechanicals at this rate.
C'est qui Irion?
Our delivery man. A brave idiot with a penchant for getting himself delayed. Sometimes by dates, usually by bandits.
Pourquoi est-ce que vous... Est-ce qu'il vous faut des autos mécaniques?
Surgery mostly. Medical personnel are difficult to come by on Groundbreaker.
Pourquoi ça?
The board won't let their doctors and nurses station here, and they own all the medical schools. If we can't hire their people, we can't hire anyone. Everyone on staff here on Groundbreaker was trained by me or Idris. We're good, don't get me wrong. But we've only 2 heads between us, and we don't know everything.
Je pourrais essayer de la trouver.
I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. We need his delivery soon as yesterday. Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by Scylla, an asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. That's where I'd start, were I the adventuring type. You look out, though. The place is probably crawling with outlaws. Keep hanging around and I'll begin to... What can I do?
Rien.
You have yourself a...
Ok.
You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I am not making a scene.
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
I'm sorry. Am I causing a scene? See, Umfuru? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jesse in the first place.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe avec votre ami?
Let me get one thing straight. Jesse and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors.
Je pourrais peut-être aller voir Jessie.
Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
Et attends.
Good luck getting to Jessie, and better luck if you do.
Something I can help you with?
J'aimerais voir Jessie.
If only my other patients had so many inquiring after them. I'll tell you what I've told the others. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit no visitors. The requests of our patients are paramount, so no, you may not see her.
Perspicacité, le dossier indique où la juge paraît directement.
She's not my patient. I'm certain no one on my staff would falsify patient records, if that's what you're implying.
Est-ce que vous pourriez me vendre des fournitures? Vous avez l'air d'en avoir en stock.
Not without dispensation from Chief Junlei, I fear. Supplies are hard to come by out here.
Qu'est-ce que vous voulez dire?
We don't have the ability to manufacture our own medical supplies here on Groundbreaker. Regrettably, we are dependent on the board for such mundane items as bandages and antibiotics, as well as more critical resources like adequately trained staff. We'd nearly signed a supply agreement with Anti-Cleos, but they demanded we only use their branded drugs, and that's simply not tenable.
Ok, à la prochaine.
Take care.
Du coup les amis, j'espère en tout cas que cette vidéo vous aura plu. N'hésitez pas à partager, à liker, à vous abonner et bien sûr faites ce que vous voulez. Je vous fais de très gros bisous et je vous dis à la prochaine pour une nouvelle vidéo sur The Outer World. Bisous les amis.